What's going on, guys, and welcome to the channel. In this video, we're breaking down some tips to improve your serve receive, one of the most important aspects of the game of volleyball, if not the most important aspect. The team that I film a lot for, DC Dynasty, had a tournament recently, and we're gonna go through some film of that tournament and break down some of what the best players that I'm around do to pass the ball at an extremely high level. Some takeaways and tips for you to implement in your game so that you have no anxiety, no stress in serve receive, and always can be confident that you know what to do back there to better the ball and to make the life easier on your setter and set your setter up for success. So let's get into the video. There are 4 keys that I've highlighted in this video for you to better improve your overall serve receive, and that is the first one being lowering your center of gravity. Making sure that you move your feet and you move your hips to drop to get below the ball when needed, and you're not always passing super high and straight up. So lowering your center of gravity to contact that ball at a really good low point. Number 2, find your sweet spot. There's a sweet spot in the platform. We don't always want to pass the ball up high, close to our elbows, or really low, close to the hands, unless we absolutely have to. So finding that sweet spot that really works for you will help you know where to catch that ball in different places in serve receive. Number 3, having a really good pre-serve stance can really simplify your movements. Simple is always better in serve receive. The less movement, the better. The more we have to go out of our way to get a ball, the more likely room for error. So the better position we can get in pre-serve, the better you'll be in passing that ball. And the last tip, when to break versus cushion. A lot of times we'll break our platform when we're passing a float serve in order to push that ball to target and make sure that it gets where it needs to go. On the flip side, when we're receiving a ball that's coming in with a lot of pace and velocity, sometimes we have to cushion it and move our arms back and hold that platform a little longer to make sure that that ball is not going over the net and our setter has a chance to get it. So these are our 4 tips to start off, and let's get into some film and see how some of these concepts work into a real life situation. The first clip we're going to look here is from Michael Valenzi, a Penn State outside, who had a great weekend for Dynasty in this tournament. The first thing to notice in this video is his setup and his split step. So the split step is that initial step, basically like a prep step to get yourself ready to pass this ball, and if you have to move one way or another. So he has this little hop here that prepares him to make this play. But the really good part about this clip that I'll hammer home throughout this whole video is his pre-serve routine and pre-serve stance. I love how his arms are out in front and he's low and ready to go here. And if you look at the distance traveled from where he's set up initially to where he passes this ball, it's so short, it's so simple, and it allows him to pass at a really high level when you simplify your movements and make things really easy. So he does a great job of pre-serve setup and getting to that ball first before it beats him to his right side. So one thing I touched on in one of my keys is lowering your center of gravity, and that's another piece here that he does really well. So he starts already pretty low. See, his hips are about the same length and depth as his knees, but then he lowers even deeper to drop that left leg and find the space he needs to get below this ball and stay in control. Sometimes you'll see guys take a pass like this and just lean their arms down and reach, but he does a really good job of lowering his gravity into this ball to contact it right in the sweet spot where he wants to, and really just cushion that ball in control to target. Solid pass on a great serve. Clip number 2 here, you have the same thing. His ready to go stance, pre-serve stance, arms out in front. So then when a ball comes at his midline, he's able to X-pass, drop that right foot, and keep enough distance to control this ball. A lot of times guys will get caught up in their midline on a high ball that catches them in a bad spot. But when you are ready pre-serve and can quickly adjust to keep enough space in between your body and platform, you'll be in good shape. So one thing that we used to do in practice in high school to really narrow down this theme of keeping your platform outside of your body like this in certain instances was to put a ball in our shirt. And that narrowed home the concept of passing outside of your stomach, and can be a really good concept, especially when you're passing outside of your body. You don't want to be swinging your arms really wide. You want to be outside and meeting that ball in its path. Here's another clip here of Bobby passing out of the middle on a really tough jump serve. You can't see it from this angle on the serve, but you can see how fast it comes in, and he does all the same really good things on this play. Pre-serve, he's low, he's set up in a good space, and then the simple movement to find the sweet spot on his platform leads to a perfect pass. He sets his platform early, which is a key for jump serves, and why it's important to have that pre-serve setup, because if you're standing with your arms flat down like this and have to take all that time to get your hands together, those are valuable seconds that you don't have on a fast serve. So being ready like he is with his hands in a good spot allows him to just take those couple inches down and just cushion this ball to target. Perfect pass. The mechanics of the pass change a little bit on float serves versus jump serves. So jump serves, you're going to want to cushion that ball a little bit, coming in with a lot of pace, especially in the midline. But float serves, sometimes you have to put a little bit more juice behind it. And here's a clip from Tony where he does a great job of that. All the same things, good pre-serve base, and he likes to get to a really low place where his hands are almost in between his legs. So by the time he contacts that ball, he's right in his sweet spot too. And he's really consistent with this. He has one of the most elite platforms I've seen in a long time, where anytime he gets a ball in that area, it's pretty automatic, right to target. You see it's a perfect pass, which leads us to open up that middle and terminate. But all the same things here. Dropping that back foot to give him space, lowers the center of gravity, breaks the hand on impact, and lets that platform do the work. Perfect pass to target. All right, here's the last example I'll show. It's another clip from Tony passing a float serve, which is the model that I want you to use when practicing for float serves in your game. You can see how he sees this ball right away coming into the seam here, immediately takes that drop step back with his right foot, and he wants to pass this ball outside of his midline, so he gets good space in between his body and his platform, and is just going to pop that ball up, immediately stops the platform right on contact, and holds that finish a little bit, which leads to a perfect pass and a side out. This is elite level libero work, but it's also just high quality serve receive. All the intangibles of getting to your spots early, knowing where your platform is, being simple with your movements and under control. When you can do all those things throughout the course of an entire game or set, you're going to find the court. Coaches want guys they can trust to give their setters balls like this. When the setter has a chance to set the ball like this, you should beat most teams, because you should be in system and you should let your hitters really get a lot of one-on-ones. So having the confidence to go back there and serve receive and be simple and confident and make good movements is huge and vital to the game. So I hope some of these tips are some tangible things and thoughts to remind yourself when you're in your game. Remember, be simple, have a good pre-serve stance, know when to break versus when to cushion that ball depending on how much velocity it's coming in, and always try and get that platform with a little bit of direction back to target, and you will find good success as a passer. So I hope this video was a little bit of help to you guys. I know serve receive is always an area of concern to some, so we'll keep on pumping out the videos to help your game, but that's all I got for this one. Let me know in the comments if you want any additional how-to videos as we get into our Marymount season coming up, and a lot of other great content to come in the D1 space and more. So that's all I got, like I said, but we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.